The glass of water is sitting over there and I really need it. My voice is so fried out, it's not even funny. Hey guys, so this week I was actually planning on doing the cover that I wanted to do last week, but yet again, my voice is completely fried. But, that was an interesting voice crack there, but I did have another idea that had popped into my head. I think it was like 2 or 3 days ago, so I'm gonna do that one, and hopefully my voice is back to be able to do another cover next week. Which probably won't happen because I work my tail off. But hey, let's do this! I got the idea after watching Jack's nostalgic video of Spyro, so I decided I was going to share my gaming origin story. Is that really what I want to call this? I'm gonna be honest here, I didn't have video games right off the bat or anything. I was a very outdoorsy child, like ever since I was like, before my parents had gotten divorced, I was very outgoing, very like outside all the time, which I mean, as I was growing up I still was, but my first game system was actually the PlayStation 2. I know, crazy, right? I remember a friend of mine saying something about a Nintendo 64, and I was just thinking, like, what the balls is that? Well, I wasn't very exposed to video games until my stepdad moved in. It's kind of weird to think that it took my parents getting divorced, my mom moving out, and my stepdad moving in to actually get me into video games. Like, I would not be a gamer if it wasn't for all that. That's weird. That's weird to think about. Anyway. So my stepdad moved in with his PlayStation 2 or 2. I think it was either he had 2 or my mom had gotten a second one for her to have one in her room and the other one to be in the basement. I don't remember. This was a long time ago, like before I even started elementary school. I was around the age of 5. That was 16 years ago. Oh geez. So my mom's never played any games, we've never played any games, so we have the PlayStation 2, we go out and rent 2 games. I don't remember what the one was, but the one that I actually played was Frogger Adventure 2, or something like that. And I got stuck 20 minutes into it. So then she decided to just go out and buy random games. One of these games is my all-time favorite horror game in the entire world that scared me out of over a month of sleep, Fatal Frame. She simply said that the cover caught her attention. I mean, Broken Neck Ghost, yeah, I mean, I guess it is kind of cool. What would have caught my attention is the whole based on a true story thing. Like, I don't know why, but things like that always catch my attention. No matter if it seems plausible or not. I don't think plausible was the right word to use. My brain is too fried. I woke up like an hour ago, and it's 1:45. Don't judge me. I was up until 2 a.m. last night. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. The game I was not allowed to play, obviously. It was rated T for 1, and for 2, it scared the bejesus out of me. But I would sit there and I would watch my mom play it. And I would cheat every single time she told me to close my eyes because she was worried I was going to be scared. Well, she was right, because I would peek and watch this long-armed man try to kill Miku, and watch as Broken Neck came flying at you, and yeah, it didn't end well. It was over a month before I was able to get sleep again. The other game she had gotten at this point was a game called Cookie and Cream. I don't know if anybody has really heard of this game. It's a pretty, like, minute game, I guess. I mean, it was remade for the Nintendo DS, which is kind of strange to me. But anyway, this game is 100% cooperative, but it's time-based and really complicated for me. Well, it was back then. I mean, now I can actually play it single player with one controller controlling both the bunnies, and yeah, I can't make it really past the first world, though, so I mean, I'm not that good at it, but yeah, anyway, I didn't play much of that game, but those games that we played little by little together, we ended up just wanting more games. Now, I don't remember which one was the very first game that I've played. It was one of 2 games. Spyro Enter the Dragonflies or Ratchet and Clank, the original game. No joke, my mom would play hours on end of Spyro, and then my stepdad would play hours on end of Ratchet and Clank. We would actually get really competitive to see who would beat the game first. Like, these games, we would all just play them so much because they were, like, the only 2 games we had, and they were both story-based, which is probably why we wanted to complete them. because we wanted to see the end of the story, I guess. I don't know. I really don't. Even I would put hours into these video games, which I don't really do much anymore, but I mean, I could if I really wanted to. But our collection has grown since then to over 80 video games on just the PlayStation 2. I started to open up a little bit to more games. I moved on to like first-person cooperative games and even like online gaming, which I don't really care for. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna sit there and listen to some 12-year-old tell me how hard he my mom last night. I'm sorry. I read that on Tumblr or something, and it's just so true. I'm gonna censor that, by the way. I'm sorry, guys. But then in the summer of 2012, I was introduced to YouTube gaming. PewDiePie, if you're wondering. I got really into watching people play video games because I couldn't play a variation of these games because money and time. Back then I was in a lot of school academics and even now I have a job, so it's hard not to be able to just, it's hard to be able to just sit down and play more than an hour of a video game or anything. But watching online, they edited out all the times that they got stuck, so the progression was consistent. I'm getting on to another subject. But no, something I wanted to say earlier is that Ratchet and Clank and Spyro Enter the Dragonflies were two of the very first video games I had ever played. They both hold a really special part in my heart. I feel like I said that really weird, but you guys know what I mean. I mean, they hold a special piece in my heart. And I mean, don't get me wrong, so does Kingdom Hearts, which I did not mean to wear this t-shirt during this video. I was just feeling lazy, so I was like, graphic t-shirt and jeans. But anyway, Kingdom Hearts does hold a special piece of my heart too, but that's more on a personal level. These two games were my first video games, so they're really near and dear to me. But this year, Ratchet and Clank was remade for the PlayStation 4, and now my favorite YouTuber is playing Spyro. It's just so perfect. I need to stay calm. I just get really giddy thinking about it. But that was my gaming origin story. That is what I'm going to call this video. Even though it kind of doesn't make sense, it kind of does, but anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. If you want to check out my last gaming video or subscribe to Told when I make a new vlog, click the annotations on the screen. For you mobile users, the links will be in the description below, as will any of the links to any of the social media if you become a proper stalker. You can click those links now because this video is over. Bye, guys. It really bugs me whenever people say that you have to play games consecutively to be considered a gamer. You don't. If you enjoy playing video games, whether it be once a month or something like that, use a gamer. If you only watch Let's Players play video games and you know what makes or breaks a game, use a gamer. If you guys don't play online, you're still a gamer. Yeah. There's a plane going by. Scared the crap out of me.